Thank you.
It's always interesting when you look at convention speeches, whether you watch it in the hall or watch it on TV, to get a better sense of how the rest of the country watches it. I decided to watch the McCain speech from inside on a television like the rest of America, and my eyes still hurt from the experience. McCain gave much of the speech in front of a blue background, a neon blue background, which if you were in the hall looked like perhaps a clear blue sky with a flagpole and a flag waving. At home, it looked like he was answering a question on Jeopardy. All of this doesn't matter terribly, except that the theme of the speech was kind of mangled by the presentation.
Well, I predicted that the speech would be good, and I was wrong. I thought he had one great part in the speech where he was criticizing his own party and saying we've lost the trust of the American people.
We lost their trust when we valued our power over our principles.
And he just blew it. He fumbled the line and he got out of rhythm, and people didn't really understand what he was saying, and it lost the drama of the moment that was built into the speech.
We're going to change that.
And I got the feeling that he was so pissed at himself for blowing that part of the speech that he never really got back into it until the very end.
Sorry, is the McCain speech over yet? So McCain went into the speech knowing what he had to do. He had to repeat his biography for the 4 people who hadn't heard it before.
I was dumped in a dark cell and left to die.
He had to counter Obama's charge that he made in his speech that it's not that he doesn't care, it's that he just doesn't get it.
I fought crooked deals in the Pentagon. I fought tobacco companies and trial lawyers.
And the other thing he had to do was meet Obama halfway on the change question. He had this line where he said,
"In America, we change things that need to be changed."
Sort of distinguishing between good change and bad change. In that sense, he's buying into Obama's idea that change needs to happen, but just saying that Obama doesn't go about it the right way.
Senator Obama thinks we can achieve energy independence without more drilling and without more nuclear power. But Americans know better than that.
It suffered in comparison to the excitement of Sarah Palin last night, just as I thought Obama suffered in comparison with the previous night's speeches. We've had 2 conventions now that have been very successful conventions, and I do think this was a successful convention capped by disappointing speeches.
I think that the enthusiasm people were feeling for Palin's speech last night made the reaction to this night's speech seem a little more tepid than it would have otherwise. It's something that I've decided to call post-Palin depression.
If you wanted to get one message out of the speech, it was that character counts.
I'm not running for president because I think I'm blessed with such personal greatness that history has anointed me to save our country in its hour of need.
And so going into the last 60-odd days of the election, we have basically a battle between issues and character. Barack Obama is running on issues, trying to tie John McCain to George Bush and the policies of the Bush administration. And McCain is basically saying, if you weren't paying attention to that long passage in the speech where I talked about policy, just remember this, that I'll do the right thing, whatever the right thing happens to be, because I've always put my country first.
My country saved me, and I cannot forget it. And I will fight for her as long as I draw breath, so help me God.
And it was clear from all the attention to McCain's biography and from the sort of value-laden attacks that Sarah Palin was making Wednesday night at the convention that they're going to focus very much on the character of John McCain and then the character or character deficiencies of Barack Obama. So that's kind of where we are at the end of the campaign as we head into the last 9 weeks before Election Day.